I'm Angela Yee, and day 4.5.
Day 4.
Mano is here.
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
Day 4, baby. I'm surviving. I'm getting through it.
Now, we do need to take a poll because you did lose a bet.
Let's
You're
do it.
supposed to wear the same outfit for a week,
And
right?
I have been doing it.
Just for background, you bet on Errol Spence Jr. over Terrence Crawford. Then you came in here today with all kind of wrong information about
What?
why you placed that bet.
Stop it.
But you lost.
Stop it.
That's
Stop
all,
it.
period, point
Stop
blank,
it.
lost. And you were supposed to wear this outfit straight. Nothing else.
I did.
But you took it off. We saw pictures of you on the highway with your shirt blowing in the breeze, and it was not
It was
this
that
sleeveless
silk.
tank.
It was that silk Marnie that I had on, dripping all over, spilling all over the street. But I had to shoot a video.
Okay. Why
So I
can't
had
you
to-
wear this for the video?
No, it wasn't video appropriate.
It doesn't matter.
No,
you
it
lose a bet.
does. No, it
I don't
does
care
matter.
what falls in
I
during
have
that.
a
I don't care
job.
if you have a black tie gala to go to.
I'm
This
wearing
is
this.
what yes.
All white party. This is what I'm wearing.
It's white in it. But so we're gonna have to add a half a day. I'm sorry.
No,
what
it's
it is.
not a half a day.
We gotta
No,
add a
I
half a
did
day
not.
to the outfit. When you lose a bet,
See-
you don't get to pick and choose. Oh,
But I
there's
got many jobs.
There's no addendum.
I have many responsibilities.
That's what made this bet amazing, because during those responsibilities, you can still handle them.
So let me ask you this. So when I go to the gym, what I'm supposed to wear?
This outfit. What I tell you, a black tie gala. You
Yo,
are wearing
this is crazy.
this blue and white.
I can't wear
short
this to the
set.
gym and then turn around and wear it
I mean, you should have bet
outside.
on Terrence Crawford.
No,
We'd be good.
don't go like that. You gotta have some type of understanding. It's balance, baby.
Okay. Well, anyway, we have a great show for you today on day 3.5 of Mano losing a bet. We have Ivory Scott joining us, and he has a new single, Just Like Me, featuring Eric Bellinger. He's written some of your favorite songs, too, for people like Beyonce.
Yeah.
Chris Brown. Also, we always start the show with Shining a Light. So who do you want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150 is the number. Let's do some positivity. Shine a light on them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee and day 3.5 of Mano wearing the same outfit.
I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Yeah.
And it's time to shine a light on him. That's somebody who's doing anything that you feel like deserves recognition. Mano,
Yep.
do you want to shine a light on Money Dreams for providing your outfit for the week?
How about it, man? Shine a light on Money Dreams, man. Up and coming clothing designer. Shout out to Dice Peso. They got some dope stuff. I happened to put the Money Dreams on Monday when I owed my bet.
You knew
My
that you were
bet.
going to have to wear that all week, though. Is it comfortable?
I felt like maybe Monday was the day that I decide, but then I said, you know what? I can wear this.
Yeah. And the quality looks really good. It's not no yellow stains under the arms from you wearing this nonstop. All right, it hasn't stretched out. Everything, no
Man.
pills. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's perfect. Man.
Yeah. It's a perfect outfit if you want to wear the same thing all week. So shout
Money
out to
Dreams.
Money Dreams. All right, now who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Tyrone, who do you want to shine a light on?
Dr. Cornell West.
Okay, Dr. Cornell West. Let's hear it.
Yeah. He's, in my opinion, he's the only viable candidate for any progression, any peaceful progression in the world right now. I just wanted to shine a light on him. He do big things. He's an activist, black man, running for president and all that. I ain't even political, but I watch things.
Okay, so it encourages you to want to feel like you want to vote and be involved, even though you're not political.
That is correct.
All right, well, let's shine that light on Dr. Cornell West. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, Henry, how are you?
Hey, Angela, how are you? I am great.
Okay, who you want to shine a light on?
Well, I want to shout out my best friend, Troy. We've been friends for over 30 years. And this guy just always continues to shine and helps everyone around him. His family loves him. I love him. He's always giving good advice. And he just, just shines a light on wherever he comes in the room.
I love that. His best friend, 30 years. Do you have a friend you had for 30 years?
Absolutely.
That's great. I love that.
Few of them.
Yeah, I'm really proud to have him in my life. You know
That's
what I mean?
right, bro.
These days, as we get older, it doesn't happen often to have as many friends. solid, real friends.
Right. And it says something about your character to be able to have friends that long.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I listen to y'all every day, man. Y'all crack me up. Y'all really bring me joy every day. Thank y'all.
That's
Well,
love.
thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
30-year friendship.
That's right.
Yes. You know, it's rare. You know, I love it. I love it. You know, I just try to do good by people, and hopefully it comes back to you. You know.
All right. Well, much love to both of you.
Thank you. Love you all too, man. Y'all have a great day.
You too. All right, well, that was Shine a Light on Them, 800-292-5150 in case you couldn't get through. And let's shine a light on this, too, when we come back on Yeetie, Alicia Keys. The tickets have gone on sale for her new Broadway play. We'll tell you more about it. We discussed it when she was actually up here. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Oh, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
New
Mano!
Let's go. Fourth day. Day number 4.
3.5, yes, indeed. What day is this over with? Oh, my gosh.
And I smell good.
All right.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I want some Frito-Lays. Now, let's get into this Yeetie. Alicia Keys, you know she's got this Broadway play coming, Hell's Kitchen. It's a semi-autobiographical musical. And tickets are on sale right now. So if anybody wants to get those pre-sale tickets, you can get them. And here's what she had to say when she was on Way Up with Angela Yee about the play.
You're going to find a girl named Allie in her 17th year, and she's really struggling. She's struggling with her independence. She's struggling with her identity. She's struggling with who she is, where she's going, what she's meant to do, and you really feel for her. Ultimately, it's a love story between a mother and a daughter, and that's kind of ultimately where you get to, but it's a lot of struggles.
This sounds familiar.
Right? For everybody. Yeah.
Can everybody relate?
Yes.
All right. She's been working on this for like 10 years.
Very relatable.
And it's definitely her story. So this should be interesting to see. I'll definitely go to Broadway to go see this. And we are going to go, right?
Yeah, we're going to pull up. We did a couple of things like that before. I went to go see.
Yeah, you know who is producing the
comedy
play
shows.
right now,
Who's
too?
that?
Her.
She's produced. Oh, hers doing
Yeah,
it.
her play that she's part of the production, the producer for. She is actually invested. I want to make sure we go see that one, too. All right, now people are upset because Moneybagg Yo's tour has been canceled. A lot of those dates are canceled. And so people are saying it's due to low ticket sales, but that has not been confirmed. But that's what has been happening a lot, it feels
Yeah,
like.
we've been seeing that with a couple of artists.
Yes, but it's interesting because it's also hard that there's a lot of people on tour right now. You know, Beyonce's on tour.
It's a lot of tours.
Which is expensive. Drake and 21
Right.
Savage are on tour together. So there's a lot of, and these big arena tours are expensive.
Then you got like legacy artists like
Wu-Tang and Nas.
just selling out.
Yep. LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Rock the Bells is back. 50 Cent.
That's right, 50
Yep.
Cent tour.
So there's a lot going on. So we know people's pockets. So what you got to sometimes
hard.
pick and choose.
It's hard.
I know people who went to go see Beyonce in Detroit recently, and they were like, "Look, I just had to bite the bullet and buy those tickets because
Wow.
people want to see
Yeah,
Beyonce."
but then they're not going to go. They may not go see the Drake.
Right, you got to pick and choose. All right. Well, speaking of Drake is the first rapper to surpass $5 million in tour revenue from a single U.S. arena concert. That's
So
the first
one
hip-hop
night.
artist. Yes, one night. That was in Washington, D.C., and each night he did back-to-back shows. Each night he grossed over $5 million.
Wow.
So that means for 2 nights, he grossed $10 million.
Wow.
All right. Now, the highest grossing hip hop tour in history is Kendrick Lamar's The Big Steppers tour. That made $111 million.
That was the whole tour, though.
The whole tour, yes. So right now, we'll see what happens as Drake is continuing his It's All a Blur tour.
Is that all just ticket sales, or is that counting merch and
That's
everything
just ticket
else?
sales.
That's just ticket
yeah,
sales.
so there you go. And Snoop Dogg has dropped his first collection with Skechers. He said these shoes are for everyone. You know, he has his own ice cream also, but now he has the Snoop Dogg Skechers collection. It's nostalgic OG and remixed designs with nods to Snoop's signature style and his name on every shoe. So that actually dropped a couple of days ago on Tuesday.
Nice. We'll get you a pair.
Like, you want to see some pictures? And just so you can see what these sneakers look like, if you guys want to look at, there's the slip-ons, and there's the running sneakers.
I think I'm going to get you the white ones.
Okay.
These right here. This says Angelina on
These
it.
will actually match your outfit that you have on
This
for the
looks
next
good
week.
for you though, right here. I can see your knees.
All right, and speaking of sneakers, Mac Miller has been honored with a Vans collaboration that's dropping today. So it's the 5-year. It's been 5 years since he passed away, and since he released his 5th studio album. Sorry, 2023 is the 5-year anniversary since he released his 5th studio album, Swimming. So to celebrate that, they actually have teamed up to create a special iteration of the Vans classic sneakers. So a portion of the proceeds will benefit the Mac Miller Fund. You can go to shop.macmillerswebsite.com to get these. They're pretty nice. And Kobe, his first ever signature sneaker is returning soon as well. So the newest version of the Adidas Crazy 8, that's his first signature model with the 3 stripes, which was originally released in the late 90s. It was formerly known as the KB8. And so you can have a chance to get those as well. Here's those. I keep showing Mano pictures so he can see all of the sneakers and figure out which ones.
No, I'm going to get you these right here, these Skechers, though.
Okay.
I got
I've
you.
never owned a pair of Skechers.
That's why I should get them.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. Y'all know I was in Detroit yesterday, so we'll discuss that. We'll find out what Mano did, whether or not he had on a different outfit. I actually FaceTimed him
And what
last
happened when you
night
FaceTime me?
just to check things out.
Suited up, right?
He did have on the outfit.
Man of my word.
Let me I just posted a picture of it. I FaceTimed you from the
Man of
airport.
principle,
Because I
man.
kept on doing these pop-up FaceTimes just to make sure. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. About Last Night is next.
So, about last night. Last night. Here's how it went down.
Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here. New Mano!
Let's go. Day 4.
Go. And it's time for About Last Night. Now, we know you had this outfit on last night.
Absolutely.
So what else did you do in this outfit?
I went and stopped by Dykeman Basketball Park.
So you had this on at Dykeman?
Yeah. Outside.
Was anybody
Well,
noticing the fact that you've had on the same outfit?
People running up on me. Oh, we just making sure you got the outfit on, man.
Okay, good.
This is crazy.
Okay, good.
This is crazy.
So
But shout out.
Explain what Dykeman is.
Dykeman is one of the premier leagues in the city. You know, we got Dykeman, we got Zone 6, we got Gersh. You know, the summer league, you know, where it's lit, you know, where they got frozes and, you know,
Frozes.
and the homies is outside and everybody's watching the game. You know, street basketball is big in New York. Shout out to Miss B, shout out to Kenny, shout out to Mikey. They always been showing me love, and that's one of the parks that when you come to the city, you gotta come through there.
Right.
It's culture.
We always hear when you hear people talk about New York, they do talk about Dykeman a lot. So
Absolutely. And then it's Dykeman nightlife.
And then what about the Rucker, right? So what's the difference?
Ruck is probably the mother of it all. It's like they gave birth to. I mean, it's still lit.
Yep.
You know, last year me and Fabio performed Slide in Rucker past summer.
All right, so people, when you come here, make sure you make it to the Rucker, make it to Dykeman, make sure you go out and catch some of those games. Gersh.
Zone 6.
Okay.
You know.
All right, well, for me, I was in Detroit. And I saw they put out a press release today. But Kevin Johnson, he owns Fixin's Soul
Fixin's,
Kitchen.
Yeah, I love
And you might have
Fixin's.
seen it in LA and Sacramento and Tulsa. Well, now they've opened another location in Detroit. Or they're going to open it. They just did a location announcement. So he had a press conference there. So the mayor, Mike Duggan, was there. Our girl was there, Mary Sheffield. She's a city council president. She actually has been on Way Up with Angela Yee. She gave us the Spirit of Detroit Award up here on Way Up with Angela Yee.
It looks very alive.
My girl Jasmine DeForest, who runs the Gilbert Foundation, Dan Gilbert's foundation, she was there speaking also. Hill Harper.
Hill. My guy Hill. Shout out to Hill Harper.
He's running for Senate, but actually, he and Kevin Johnson went to school together. And no, but they both went to school in Sacramento and played each other in basketball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so clearly Kevin Johnson was better than he's an NBA All-Star, but but it was a good event, and congratulations to him. What I love about Detroit is all the black-owned businesses. When I first got there, I went to go eat at this restaurant called Petty Cash. Shout out to my guy Lee, and they actually weren't even open, but they made us a ridiculous amount of food and brought out like different,
For Angela Yee, it's
appetizers,
like a soft opening for
and
you.
then they've been open, but they don't open till Wednesday. So
Right,
I got
but
there Tuesday
it's
night.
something special for you.
It was so good though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even normally like Brussels sprouts. Do you like Brussels
I
sprouts?
like Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
Their Brussels sprouts were amazing. There was like a honey on them. It was so good. And then we also went to another place called The Block. and that's another black-owned restaurant. Before I left to get on the flight, we went to go eat there. So that's one of the things I love about Detroit is they're very intentional on making sure that black people are starting businesses and having their restaurants and clothing stores and everything that they do out there.
Feed the community. When is Soul Fixin's going to open up in Detroit?
Fixin's Soul Kitchen, it's going to open in December.
You know, every time I'm in LA, I go to the one in downtown LA.
Yeah, that used to
Every
be
time.
Shaq's restaurant. It used to be called
I go there
Shaq's.
all the time.
And now it's so good.
Yeah.
And he actually talked about a lot of things about the menu because the reason why their fried chicken is so good is because they brine it for 24 hours beforehand. So shout out to Kevin Johnson and everybody who was there yesterday. I had a good time. Y'all know, and CBS Detroit. We actually did an interview with CBS out there. And that was about the 30-unit building. So I also went to my building to pick the flooring for that building. So we picked the flooring, we picked the paint color scheme, and then we have to submit the colors for the outside of the building because it's a historical district. So we have to make sure it complies. But that's it. Getting all my work done.
That's right.
All right. When we come back, we have gurus of the gram. These are people who are experts. Some of them self-proclaimed. Some of them we agree with and we uplift them.
Are the gurus calling in with secrets?
No. They're actually, we're actually going to play what one person has to say. Double Grace M is her name. You can follow her on social media. And here's what she had to say about men and women and self-control and our greatest weapons.
When a man is broken, he can destroy everyone around him by what he does. When a woman is broken, she can destroy everyone around her by what she says. That's why for a man, self-control is his greatest power. And for a woman, silence is hers.
Ooh, do you agree with that, Mano?
I don't know what she's saying. She needed to go into more depth. I didn't get it.
For a man, because I feel like Mano at times has not been able to practice self-control.
On what though? Let's see the cap. Let's hear the cap right now.
But we're going to come back. I want to see what you guys think. We'll talk about it again, Mano. I'm going to get your take on it, and I'll tell you what I think about silence being my greatest strength as a woman, and for you as a man,
so they want you to be
self-control
quiet then, right?
As a strength, because sometimes
Oh, so you're not showing strength now.
I could kill you with my words, and it takes a lot for me to hush up.
I've
All
had
right,
self-control.
800-292-5150 is a number. Call us up, see if you agree. Gurus of the gram.
Talk that talk, but is it cap or nah? They are gurus of the gram.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Day 4.
Day
Yep.
3.5.
No. The cap
Of
has
the
to
same
stop.
outfit because you lost the bet.
Gotta
And
stop,
it is time
baby.
for Gurus of the Gram. Now we have at Double Grace M, and she is talking about men versus women as far as destroying people in a way. Here's what she said.
When a man is broken, he can destroy everyone around him by what he does. When a woman is broken, she can destroy everyone around her by what she says. That's why for a man, self-control is his greatest power. And for a woman, silence is hers.
All right, so I saw in the comments, and I saw this on at VSGN, a lot of people, having their own opinions. And what she says about what a man does, right? Like sometimes men, when they're broken and have things that have happened to them that they have never addressed, they do things like they'll go start a whole nother family down the block that you don't know about. It's all kinds of things that a
really?
man does. Yeah, that you're
He
like...
doesn't doing that just because he just liked the other girl.
It's usually
He's just
more than
being
just
a
that.
man.
It's usually more than just that. If
He
you
has
have
to
a
be
home
broken for that.
and a wife and a family at home.
I don't. That's a longer conversation.
Okay, and then for women, what she's trying to say is silence is, you know how they'll say silence is golden? So, they'll say when a woman just stops caring and she's fed up, she's more silent, right? It used to be, we argue, this happens, I cry, but then when it's just, okay.
That's when it's dangerous.
That's when it's dangerous. What do you think?
That's when the women change, when they go dead silent. I mean, I get it. So, I mean, if we was looking at it from an argument standpoint, just don't say nothing that's going to try to step on my spirit or try to, play with my pride. You understand?
It could be anything, but let's see what you guys think.
Yeah.
800-292-5150, Gurus of the Gram. Shelby, what do you think?
I think the topic
Whoa.
is very bogus.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I feel like men can talk to us however we want, but God forbid we get a man in their feelings.
Let me ask you this, though. In an argument, right, let's just say you're going back and forth. Have you ever said something that was so hurtful to somebody that you couldn't come back from it?
I have, but I usually don't say anything until they cross the line with me.
And what was that you, like, give me an example of something you might say in an argument, Shelby.
For instance, my husband will say, "You're doing too much."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, but the things that you've done in the past have made me feel the way that I feel now. So if you wouldn't have done what you initially did, then I wouldn't be overthinking you're out with your boys because you might be out with your ex again.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from, Shelby. I'm sorry that you definitely are going through it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's right for women to be able to, like, voice how they feel about certain situations, and being quiet, I honestly feel like it's going to cause more strain in the relationship.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Shelby, for weighing in. I see that really touched home for you.
It did. It infuriated me.
She think it was bogus.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. We appreciate your point of view. Ahmad.
Hello, Ms. Yee. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How y'all doing today?
Mano.
What's up, brother?
What are your thoughts on this Gurus of the Gram that we play for you?
Okay, so I got 3 things for y'all. Okay. So the first one is this. I actually agree with them. So I actually have had to work on my anger from coming out the military. I like throughout the military and coming out the military. I have to work on my anger. So sometimes when I get mad, me and my brothers, as a matter of fact, we get mad and it just is up from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I also come from a family where there's a lot of women. And I've witnessed like women who get mad and they start cutting with words, and I just be sitting there like, dang, like, yeah, I could turn this place upside down, but he really got homeboy, like, he about to go cry in the car type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. We can say, like I told you, man, say some things really hurt your feelings. And what's the third thing?
Hold on. So this thing number 2. Thing number 2 is, so I've been listening to the Breakfast Club for years, so I'm actually very proud of you and very happy for you that I have flourished and you got your own thing going on. So congratulations. I didn't think I'd ever get a chance to tell you congratulations, but congratulations.
Thank you, Ahmad. I appreciate
it.
That's
a big deal. Of course. The third thing is I just got my degree in communication, so when do you want me to start working for you?
He is so slick. All right, well, listen, since you've been practicing self-control, hold on, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Raj, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm good, thank you. What are your thoughts about Double Grace M as a guru of the gram as far as men practicing self-control and women and their silence?
I agree, because when a man lacks self-control, his life will end up in disarray. And as for females, silence is golden, because females, when they're angry, can say things to get under your skin, and they might regret it after.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy things. I remember somebody told me they told their significant other when she was mad, "That's why your mother died."
Oh.
Yeah. And she could never come back from that. Like, he was like, I can't never, ever forget that.
Yeah, you can never come back from
Yeah,
that.
and this is why men don't confide in women, because women get angry and throw it in their face.
Men do the same thing, though, I will say.
No, not so much.
But women do it first.
Yeah, they do it.
I think it's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I do cut by words, though. I don't understand why women, like, if you, certain things you know is going to trigger a man, but you do it anyway, don't you?
But there is a lot of power in just silence, because that's when y'all really be nervous.
That's what she's saying.
Yep. All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, looks like people have their own personal experiences with it. And to be clear, we're gurus of the gram. You know, shout out to Double Grace M and VSG Ent. They always post a lot of really positive and thought-provoking conversations. But it's never anything that's across the board one way or another. But it is something to think about.
Everybody has a different perspective. Because everybody got different experiences.
Right. So it does make you think. So we appreciate the gurus of the gram. Some of them are ridiculous, though.
Are you silent or do you just go
when I get mad, I'm definitely silent. But I'm very aware of not saying things that I wish I hadn't said that could come back later.
Right.
Even in the midst of a conversation with somebody who maybe I absolutely don't like, cannot stand, I still will check myself because I never want to put that energy out there.
Got it.
You know, so when we come back, we have Yeetie, and we'll be talking about Lizzo. Okay, there's been a lot of back and forth with her and her former dancers and people who are saying that she was abusive to them. So we'll tell you what she had to say, and we'll tell you what some of the dancers had to say. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to him.
Okay, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here. New Mano!
That's right. Day number 4.
Day 4, 3.5 of the same.
It's cold in here.
I just looked over. You put on a different outfit.
No, I didn't put on a different outfit.
You put a hoodie on over your outfit.
Right, because it's cold here.
It's a nice hoodie.
Thank you. Money dreams.
But, unfortunately, we have to add another day. Of this bet that you lost of wearing the same clothes for a week. That's not the same thing you had on. But let's move on to Yeetie, please. We'll discuss this later. All right. Now, Lizzo has been accused of sexual harassment and weight shaming. Also, there have been allegations of disability discrimination, assault and false imprisonment, religious harassment. And these charges are against Lizzo, her production company, and also Shirlene Quigley, who is the captain of Lizzo's dance team. Now, Lizzo has issued a response to allegations that were made against her and her production company. And here is... First, before we tell you what she said in response, let's give you some of these allegations. Now, there are 3 former dancers, Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez, that are making these allegations. And they recently did an interview. They were actually on TMZ. And here's what one of them had to say about when they sought out a lawyer.
There was like this feeling of thinking that if you didn't do something or you didn't adhere to certain suggestions or demands that your job could be in jeopardy. For example, whenever we were in contact with our agents and we were trying to negotiate receiving a retainer while we were working with the team, things started being more tense. And after negotiations for retainers began, we got an email saying that the way that we have been acting was unprofessional and that it could be grounds for termination. And that's just one specific instance.
All right. Now, Ariana Davis, who was speaking there, also talked about once they discovered that she was a virgin, that is when Shirlene Quigley, who is captain of Lizzo's dance team, would routinely discuss that subject, bring it up in interviews, and even post about it on social media. And this is all part of this whole religious discrimination. So here is the rest of these allegations by Ariana Davis, where she talks about getting fired.
To which she then brought up the allegations of us drinking before shows. I raised my hand to speak. She allowed me to speak. And in that moment, I let her know that, you know, we never partook in those activities and that we would never put ourselves, her, or the show or our jobs in jeopardy. And days later, one of her tour managers terminated me in a hotel lobby.
Ooh. All right. Now, lastly, this one of the accusers, Crystal Williams, we told you there's 3 of them, also talked about getting fired. And that is where the whole discrimination against her weight comes into play. Here's what she claims.
I had felt for a really long time that they were questioning my abilities due to weight gain. It was never explicitly said, hey, you know, you're gaining weight. Your job is in jeopardy. It was never that. It was very nuanced. It was very under the rug. And I think that language was used to keep from being canceled.
Okay, so there's a lot to this, right? But Lizzo did respond. And she said, these last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. So she said, I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. She goes on to end the whole statement with, I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a surviving Lizzo.
Well, I will say this, Lizzo is from Detroit. And so there's definitely people there that know her family and know her. So I've been hearing some things.
Good things?
I've been hearing some things in support of Lizzo. But then I've been hearing things on both sides. So I guess we just have to let things play out because everybody's telling their story and their experiences as well. But there was another statement that was made, and this is by Sophia Nali Allison, and she was directing the Lizzo documentary, and she said she walked away from it after being treated with such disrespect by Lizzo. She says she left the project after 2 weeks of shadowing her because of arrogant, self-centered, and unkind behavior from Lizzo. She said she was thrown into a ishy situation with little support. And she posted on Instagram, I usually do not comment on anything pop culture related, but in 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I witnessed how arrogant, unkind, and cruel she is. I was not protected and thrown into that situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you effing can, and I'm grateful I trusted my gut. I felt gaslit and deeply hurt, but I've healed.
Is she saying that now, or did she say that before?
She's saying this now.
So she didn't say all this before?
No, she never said this before. But, you know, she's just commenting on it. She's not trying to press charges or anything. She's, I guess, saw these stories and is like, okay, it's not just me.
Got it.
So these are all allegations at this point, and that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines like Lizzo's story is. They've been flying under the radar. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
You Mano!
In a whole different outfit.
Day 4.
Day 3.
Day 4.
We gotta add a couple of days.
No.
All
It's
right.
cold in here. Stop it. Still alive.
Well, under the radar stories right now. So, another Home Depot employee has been charged. This is a massive fraud scheme. Now, allegedly, this is the 5th Home Depot employee who is accused of participating in this gift card fraud scam. It cost the retailer at least $6 million in losses. Rosa Reynoso Rodriguez, who's 34 years old, is charged with participating in a continuing financial crime enterprise. So she worked at this Home Depot at the 2570 North Elston location. This is in Chicago. And prosecutors said that she issued $900 gift cards 313 times. So she was just giving out these $900 gift cards, and she did it 313
She was
times.
giving them out to who, though?
I guess she's scamming. So she was working a deal out with somebody where I'll give you this gift card, you give me X amount of dollars, and then you go use the gift cards to make these purchases.
She was getting busy.
I don't know why you would think that you could get away with that for so long, though. But this all started in March of 2020.
Wow, you should have stopped.
Now, what happened was somebody made a $6,000 purchase. Now, days later, somebody returned to the store and said the purchase was for a tax-exempt church. The store employee accepted the tax-exempt document and issued the representative a $900 gift card for the tax value, and that same receipt was used for over 3 years to generate more than 6,000 gift cards. And so those gift cards, that's why it was a $900. That was the tax-exempt status. They used that receipt and then just kept using the same receipt to get $900 gift cards. Man. I don't even know how you're able to scan the same receipt that many times. Right? That doesn't seem like you should even be allowed to do that, but somehow they managed to do that. And
listen, well, there's a will, there's a way.
Yes, so that's the latest person charged with that. As we call them here, Giffies. All right, now let's talk about another credit card thing, and this is legitimate. American Express. If you are in New York City, they will pick up your dinner bill this month, Wednesday nights in August. All right, so what they're doing is a brand new Pick Up the Check promotion. That actually starts next week on Wednesday, and they're doing Dinner on Us all month long. So you have to make a reservation for these special meals, and they'll take place every Wednesday evening. It's open at 10 a.m. each Monday, and the goal is to encourage locals to explore neighborhood gems. So you take advantage of Resi and Amex's dining partnerships, and diners get $99 off per person off the check. So that's a good deal. That's definitely a free meal.
Wow.
Now, there's also restaurants in LA, DC, San Francisco, Chicago, and Miami also participating. I like it.
But it has to be a restaurant that's participating in that.
Yes, it has to be a and trust and believe we will find out. I think starting Monday, they open up the reservation. So, I'm going to try for that. All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. And when we come back, we got the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, Ivory Scott is going to be joining us. All right. He's got a new single out featuring Eric Bellinger. But he's also a writer and producer for some of your favorite artists. So you get to hear him talk about all of those things. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Day 4.
Day 4 of the same outfit. I'm not going to lie. I'm tired. I went to Miami to work from Saturday to Sunday, and then Detroit from Tuesday to Wednesday.
On tour, you've been moving around.
And doing the show all at the same time. I'm going to sleep so good this weekend.
Yeah.
But let's get into some Yeetie. Now, earlier we played for you 2 of the 3 women who are accusing Lizzo of harassment, of all kinds of things, discrimination.
Right.
They were on the Watch Out for the Big Girls show.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the women, Ariana Davis, was very vocal about what she feels like are some things, or what she says that Lizzo did to her. Lizzo did respond and say that she was very hurt by these allegations and that they weren't true. Well, now we see her attorney, Marty Singer, is speaking out. He told TMZ, these do not sound like the words of someone who was harassed or discriminated against by someone they described as the Queen. And what is he talking about? Well, this video is of Ariana Davis, that same woman, and she was auditioning for season 2 of Watch Out for the Big Girls. And here's what she had to say on her audition tape earlier this year in April.
I've been working with Lizzo for some months, maybe close to a year now, and it's been so amazing and such a beautiful journey. I look up to her so much, and I just want to follow in her footsteps.
All right. Now, Marty Singer said they say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And here are a few video that shows that there is no legitimate claims in this lawsuit. We are confident that Lizzo will be completely vindicated in this matter.
So she did that to audition for season 2.
Yeah, for season 2.
After she already supposedly felt like she was being discriminated against and she was being fat shamed, harassed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's lying about something. Either the
one of them is not.
One
of
them is
not.
Accurate.
So I'm sure she'll respond to this as well. So we'll see what she has to say. We're just reporting and watching and seeing what's happening. Now, here's something that's amazing. At the age of 79, Patti LaBelle has a best-selling brand at Walmart. All right, you have to love this. The fact that she has these brands that are selling so well inside of Walmart. She is one of the 200 fresh faces on the 3rd annual Forbes 50 Over 50 that highlights women making power plays at age 50, 60, 70, or beyond. And so here is what Patti LaBelle had to say about everything that she's been doing with Patti's Good Life.
I wanted to grow to the best product in the world. And I understand that my pies are #1 around the world. And I just found that out. I mean, I want everything to be great. And this way I can keep employing people and keep on giving great food, quality items. And whatever I do, it's going to be honest.
So she makes about $20 million. She made about $20 million in revenue last year. And she and her son own 100% of the company. So shout out to them for that.
I love those patty pies.
But she got a whole line of products too.
Yeah, she's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
like
to
Walmart, you see all kinds of stuff.
So that's amazing that they got mac and cheese.
Yeah.
They got sweet potato pie, chicken and biscuits, peach cobbler, and every single one of those dishes is based on her own recipes. So shout out to Patti LaBelle. Patti's Good Life, and she's very hands-on with it. I've witnessed it myself. All right, Lupe Fiasco has partnered with Google to create a new AI tool for rappers. He recently announced his new venture, and so basically the tool is called TextFX. It specifically focuses on the writing process of creating raps. So
what? How does it go?
He said rap is born out of technology. Rap wouldn't exist if it wasn't for these technological advancements. So he describes different ways that technology has impacted rap. And this is artificial intelligence, large language models. And he said it's optimal for rap. So you can have an AI system write lyrics for you. Can you imagine that? Would you do that? So you can co-write songs.
Right. And use it in your
voice.
own voice.
Yeah.
Right.
So imagine that.
So instead of being able to do 1 or 2 songs a night, you could probably do a whole album in one night.
Yeah, different opportunities. So it does require you to still work. It's not doing the actual work for you, but it can help you come up with that.
Yeah,
like
kind
somebody
of speed
in the
up
room
the process,
giving you some ideas. Like, oh, try this. You should try it.
I wanna test that out.
Yeah, like that would be interesting because they actually on this video you get to see him actually create a song, and the song is called "Glass of Water." All right, and he performed the song on the video
I
too.
want to test that out.
Yeah. All right, now Tory Lanez' lawyers want to get him released from jail and enrolled into a substance abuse program. So what they're trying to do now is get him released on probation. And according to Law and Crime reporter Megan Kuniff, by the way, he told us don't listen to her. But they said their client was suffering from alcoholism at the time of the alleged shooting, and his culpability was therefore reduced. They also have a report from a psychologist who met with Tory Lanez in jail last month detailing his traumatic childhood, including the violence, abuse, grief, and neglect that he experienced growing up that contributed to him developing an alcohol program.
So they admitting that he did it by saying that he was on.
I mean, he was found guilty of it.
Right. So, but he still was saying that he was innocent.
Yeah, I guess
so what are they saying now?
It's a different approach.
Right. So
right.
now
Let's
the
try to
approach
get
is,
you.
Oh, we did it, but we did it because we were drunk.
Yeah, they're still calling it an alleged shooting.
Right.
So they're just saying that he was suffering from alcoholism at the time, and he needs to be in a program and not in jail. All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, let's talk about a story we didn't get to in Yeetie. And this is Adam 22 and Lena the Plug. They actually have something going on this evening. I want to see what you think about it. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
That's me, baby.
All right, so I wanted to talk about this. We didn't get to this in Yeetie, but Adam 22 and his... Are they married or is just...
They married. Lena the Plug.
Lena the Plug. They've been married not that long.
They just got married a few months ago.
All right, she also did an adult scene with Jason Love, and the video is out and about.
Jason Love said he was the one doing the stretching.
Yes, and then it turned into this whole WWE type scenario with them going...
They said, I was the one doing the stretching.
Well, it looks like Adam and his wife are now trying to do even more in this space.
Right, they milking the moment.
Yeah.
Pause.
That sounds like some type of fetish. But Adam 22, people are saying that he is, can I say all right, for allowing his wife to have sex with another man, and he seems to love it. He's embracing all of this, and everybody's been talking about it, so why not keep coming up with new ideas? If this is the lane that you
might as well
moved into, then go fully into it. So now he said that he and Lena will be doing a new Plug Talk stream. It's going to involve a lot of different elements. So basically, they want to pack the room with 10 adult entertainers. They'll all be naked, and there'll be segments where a few members go have sex in the other room while people on the podcast actually react to that. And I'll let him explain it some more, but here's what he had to say about what they're planning to do. And this is going to be on tonight, by the way. Listen to this.
But we're doing a stream where in one room, we're going to have a giant table with 10 or more microphones, and we're going to have a whole bunch of different hot porn stars. And then right next door to this room.
They got clothes on?
On the YouTube stream, yes. Yeah. At the same time as the YouTube stream, we're going to have another stream that is going to be streamed on OnlyFans. In one room, we're going to have all of the different girls, the guys, the Adam, the Lena, etc. And then as the stream goes, we're going to be having people take breaks and go in the other room and we're going to be watching it and reacting.
All right. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's a sex fest.
I can imagine. You think his streams and monetization is going through the roof right now?
Absolutely. Once they did the thing with the guy,
Jason Love,
right?
And he's been doing his own tour.
Yeah, they kind of just took it up a notch. So there's a lot of people gonna be tuned in.
Yeah, Candace Owen was weighing in on it.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
And according to TMZ, the searches have been soaring on Pornhub just for both of their names. They said after Lena's new scene with Jason Love, searches for her have skyrocketed over 2,000%. Searches for Adam 22 climbed by over 4,000%. And then searches for Jason Love have grown by about 1,400%.
He's the one doing the stretching.
Yeah, he's the one doing the stretching. Feels like he got the short end of the stick because all the other searches have gone up so much. But Adam 22 actually did tell TMZ that this has already brought in a boatload of money for them. And he says it's actually improved their sex life after watching the scene together a few times.
They like it. I love it.
I remember he bought her the Lamborghini to celebrate her first ever scene with a man. Can you imagine?
No, I couldn't imagine, but that's not my thing. But I mean, in porn, you got a lot of people that's married that allow their wives to have scenes with other men.
You know what? I thought she never had sex with another man.
She didn't. Right, that was the first
yeah.
time. And I believe that they're gonna continue. I think that he's gonna allow her to do more.
Right. And it's not even a matter of allowing her, right? I guess like he's encouraging it. It's not even just saying
they partners. This is a business.
Promoting it.
Right. And they look at sex as a business. They look at sex probably not the way we look at it. It's a job. So they detach from the emotion standpoint of it and they get in there and just
and it looks like it's really lucrative for them. Because to be clear, the sex industry definitely can be.
It is.
But there's also a lot of people in that space that aren't really making money like that.
They
so
got to
they
build up their
managed
brand. They build up the brand first. And then, you know, because he has a regular podcast, No Jumper. He built that up and he built up his streams and he built up his name. And then what he was doing was he had a podcast, Plug Talk, where he's having conversations with adult entertainers and then having sex with them with his wife.
Yeah. What would you call this? Multimedia
yeah.
platforms.
And
not
now
just
they just
media
took it.
too.
Now they just took it up a whole nother notch. So
all right. Well, here we are talking about it.
Right.
Have you ever done his No Jumper podcast?
I did. Yep. A few years back in LA.
All right. Well, don't let them talk you into anything, Mano.
No, I might break out my own OnlyFans. Start my own multimedia. Let me stop.
And shout out to the woman in my DMs asking me to hook her up with Mano. You got to unblock your page. As soon as you unblock your page, I'm going to show him.
And we can check you out.
Okay. Well, no, you can.
Then maybe we could like start our
everything.
OnlyFans and all that.
All right. Well, that is your, I guess, information about what's going on. I don't know what to call it with Adam 22 and Lena the Plug. And let's see if you guys are going to be watching. You can always hit us up on @WayUpWithYee on Instagram, on Twitter, on Threads. Make sure you check out everything also on our YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. And we do have Ivory Scott joining us this morning, and that's going to be a lot more of a work conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
Different work.
It's Way Up With Yee. Yeah, that's all work.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
New Mano.
Mano, are you going to talk about what you're doing today?
I'm going to an improv class.
Okay, so what do you do in improv classes?
You know, you learn how to improvise, right? So a lot of comedians do improvise, like the show Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, I love that show.
So they said that they didn't actually have a script. It was kind of like all improv.
Okay.
So they had a basis understanding of where they wanted to go with the scenes, but it was no like direct lines.
Okay. Like, so the Crazy Eyes Killer episodes.
Right.
That was
all
just
improv.
That was my favorite.
Right. They knew where they wanted to start and where they wanted to go. I guess they have like beats, but they don't have like a specific, strictly worded script that you got to follow.
All right. That's going to be fun.
Timing, you know?
Why didn't you invite me to come partake in this too? I think I'll be good at some improv.
No, I think you already mastered it.
I need to brush up on it and learn how to. I want to take some classes.
All right, well,
you know, I'm big on taking. I love to take a class.
So my next one, you going?
Okay, I'm coming. We're gonna do some improv. We should film it.
Let's go.
It'd be interesting. What could we improv? You know what? We should do some improv up here one day.
Let's try it. After I go get these lessons, and I'm gonna come back.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
oh my
even better
God!
than
Maybe
before.
the teacher can come up.
Maybe.
And let's do some improv on the air, and then maybe some of our listeners can partake. I would love that. All right, well, have fun with that today. But as you know, Ivory Scott is joining us today. Now, he has a new single out right now with Eric Bellinger. And what I love about Ivory Scott is that he's been in this business for quite some time. His new single is called Just Like Me. He's finally stepping out from behind the scenes of being a singer, of being a songwriter, a producer, to being in front of the cameras. You know, he has songs with Neat Bugs, Fab.
That's right. I like that song.
Yeah, he did some stuff with Fab as well. And so you also know him from writing for Fireboy DML, the song with Ed Sheeran, Peru.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that song. He has some really huge songs, so now you get a chance. He's from Chicago, to hear what he has going on and how he even got into that position, because it wasn't easy for him. So Ivory Scott is coming up next. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and I'm here with Chicago's own Ivory Scott.
Ivory Scott in the building. Let's get it.
Well, it's good. We got a chance to talk to you very briefly at the BET Awards, but we said we got to do a real sit-down interview.
For sure. It was an honor, too. It was a magic moment, for sure.
Well, listen, it's an honor to have you here, and I want to talk about, just for people who are listening, because Ivory Scott, you have a new single out right now, but let's first dig into your background and what got you to where you are, because you've written and produced for some of the biggest artists and had some huge songs. So let's get into it. Peru.
One of the ones.
That was one of the ones.
Yeah.
Fireboy, DML, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. We knew it was one when we made it.
Oh, that's good. You knew it. You knew right away.
Yeah,
you
like
were like,
we knew
this is a
it.
hit.
Bro, it
in the
was
studio.
literally a party. It was a party in the studio. We was like, oh yeah, this one.
That's a good feeling. When else has that happened for you, where it felt like a party in the studio?
I felt like when we did Baddest
Young
for
Blue.
Young Blue and Chris Brown, like it was a movie. I feel like we always feel like we make the best records. You know what I'm saying? We having fun. Like my brother Hitmaker always tell me, if you ain't having fun in the studio, it's time to go home. So.
And Hitmaker is also the executive producer
Of my
for
project.
your project.
Yeah, for sure. We actually did my single Just Like Me like 2 years ago with me and Eric Bellinger. And like when I came out the booth, Hit was like, yo, we're not giving this to nobody. This your record. So when we drop your project, it's gonna be the first one. So
And you guys are both from Chicago too.
yeah, crazy.
And Beyonce. I saw when you posted that and found out you got that Beyonce placement. That has to be an amazing call.
That's
to
another
get.
bucket list for sure.
So how did you find that out? That news out?
Man, actually, we were in Arizona. I was with Hitmaker, and I was laying in the bed, and then her track list came out, and I was like, I saw the title of the song, and I was like, nah, this didn't make the project. No way. Pulled it up, pressed play, and I promise you, I literally jumped in the pool in Arizona.
You jumped in the pool?
Literally, fully clothed, all jewelry.
Oh my God.
Everything. That content will definitely surface.
All right, I am talking to writer, producer, and singer Ivory Scott. I saw you posted "Done Being a Ghost."
Yeah. Yeah.
So explain what you were thinking at that time, because it's interesting. Like we see artists come out on the stage and the reaction to the audience when some of these artists that you've written for, they go on stage and they're performing these huge songs that you know you had a part in.
Yeah.
Right. And so now you got to come out and it's kind of like starting all over too at the
it's
same
true.
time, knowing that you got these big, huge stadium songs,
Yeah,
but
for
now
sure.
you got to do it for you.
Yeah, no, I feel like, you know, you make hit records, you make hit records. You know, there's been times where I've been backstage watching artists perform my songs, and I knew it was time for me to step out of the ghost world when I felt the energy, like, that I should have been out there, that I should be out there, that I should be sucking in that energy. And of course, like, I've always wanted to be an artist, but I've had a vision for how I wanted to become an artist. Like, I was inspired by The Dream. You know, I was inspired by Neo. Like, I love the behind the scenes stories that come to greatness. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best artists that we have were writers before they were artists. So, like, I wanted to go on that trail. So that's why, you know, I came.
And I saw your story talking about how you slept in your car.
Yeah, 9 months.
For 9 months?
Yep. I moved from Chicago when I was 16, went to LA, and I had a meeting with, like, Sony Records at the time, and one of my friends brought me down there. I had a meeting. The meeting didn't go well. Nothing happened. So the friend was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, it's time to go back to the rack. And I was just like, man, ain't nothing out there in the rack for me. You know what I'm saying? So I bought my first car, sold my keyboard, lived in my car for 9 months, just chasing, just studio hopping, just like, that's why I always say, like, when people hop in the DMs like, bro, give me a chance, sign me. I'm like, man, you got to get hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want what you want, nothing can stop you. You just got to really want it. You got to go get it. So I slept in my car. You know what I'm saying? It was times where my windows were tinted. It was time where people were trying to steal my car while I was sleeping in it. You know what I mean? Like, so, but, you know, I give that the credit because, you know, you got to go through something to get something. For real.
How much did that hurt for you at that time to have to sell your keyboard, knowing that you're still pursuing this dream, but this is something you really need to?
I'm going to tell you why, because the first night I slept outside. And I was just like, you know, I'm not going to sleep outside. And if I sleep outside, how am I going to keep this keyboard anyway? It's going to rain
Right.
one day. So I've always known that, like, sacrifices is the key to anything. You know, I got a $100,000 studio in my house right now. So it's like, you know, that sacrifice is what got me to this point. So no salt off my back for losing that for sure. I'm glad I sold it.
Man, so did anybody know what you was going through, or was it something you hid?
Nope, I kept it low. And I was always clean. I was the cleanest homeless dude you'll ever meet. You know what I'm saying? My clothes is in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? But I was clean, man. I would take showers in Walmart bathroom. Like, I would go in, like, the pool area in apartments. Like, I was, like, really, but I was clean. Like, I wasn't no bum. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, you always got to dress, you know, for the job you want, not the one you got.
All right, I am talking to writer, producer, and singer Ivory Scott. So during this time, you always knew, though, eventually it was going to happen. You knew that this was a sacrifice. Was there ever a time you were like, man, I might as well just go on ahead and...
Tons. I probably quit 10,000 times. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I always bounce back because I knew what was on my heart, you know, and as long as I'm breathing and living, I knew that my existence was belonged in the music business, and I just had to fight to get it.
So when did things change? That was when you hooked up with Ray Daniels and Mike Karen. Is that what?
Well, when I moved to Atlanta, like I came to Atlanta and I was heavily still pursuing music. Like every place that I've ever been, like I started off when I was a kid. I had a studio in the pantry of my mom's house. Like I've always created the environment to create. You know what I'm saying? So when I came to Atlanta, I was doing construction. You know what I'm saying? I worked at Red Lobster. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing for sure, like my dad always told me, like you got to still feed yourself.
Yeah.
That's why I tell like a lot of my colleagues, like you don't have to be a trapper to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You can go get a job and take care of yourself and feed yourself and still pursue your dream.
Get them Cheddar Bay biscuits going.
For sure,
right.
for sure. I used to come home from working 12-hour shift, come home, write 10 songs a night.
Damn.
So it's like you got to just, you got to be dedicated.
That felt like a gift from God for real to be able to do that.
It definitely is. For sure. I give everything to God.
And what was your first check? Like when did you realize, okay, now people starting to see it, and I got my first, you said you got a publishing deal, but what was the first placement that you got?
Well, the first man, I kind of got a couple placements at the same time. Like I worked on Ian Dior's project, which was early. I did some stuff with him and Gunna, and like it was like that was like the early like trail, but like Peru and Baddest were kind of like the records that kind of like broke me out and opened the floodgates. But before I had those records, I probably had 50 placements already.
Okay, all right,
So,
but that was just a big one.
But when I signed my publishing deal, I had none. Ray Daniels invited me to his office, and he sat down with me, and he wrote me a check for $20K the first day I met him.
Wow.
He wrote me a check for $20K. He said, give me some time, I'm gonna get you a publishing deal. He said, you're one of the best writers I've heard of since Neo. And mind you, Tehran is under Ray Daniels, and he's one of the greatest of our era. So like from that moment, like my life just kind of like started going up. You know what I'm saying? God opened the doors.
All right, this is Chicago's own Ivory Scott sitting with me on Way Up with Angela Yee. When we come back, we have more with him, talking about his career, artists that he's worked with, and his personal life, of course. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Ivory Scott is here with me. And now you also have a family, so I want to talk about that. So let's discuss, like, you know, just your personal life as far as everything that you have going on outside of music and the balance between work and home life.
I mean, I feel like you got to separate those worlds. In music, this is the matrix to me. This is, you know, how I go make my money. When I go home, I'm a country boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm building cars. I'm building houses. I'm chopping down trees.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in that bag. You know what I'm saying?
You're chopping down trees?
Man, yes. I got content. I'm finna drop with me cutting down a big tree.
This is crazy.
Like, I did construction. Like, I built some of the biggest buildings in Atlanta downtown right now. The Hanover building is a penthouse. You know, I actually ended up living in the penthouse once I got my deal.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. But
this is amazing because you probably make so much money doing that.
Put this in perspective. When Ray Daniels gave me the $20K, he was basically telling me to say no to a big contract that I was supposed to take. Mike Karen was like, why should I sign you? I said, because you got me here in your office right now, and I've only been able to get this 10%. Imagine if I was given 100%. So I knew when I had to transition, I had to give it 100%. So I couldn't do the construction. So basically, that 20 grand might sound like a lot of money to somebody, but if you making bread doing construction and stuff like that, you really had to downgrade your life.
Right.
So I had to lose I had to go down to come
follow
up.
your passion.
Yeah, for sure.
Construction is a great thing to be able to do, by the way.
Yeah,
Just to have somebody handy at home to be like,
I can build this room.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, because we need some things in here.
You know what I'm saying? I got you. Talk to my manager.
Oh, really? We managed to construction too? She like, believe that if you want. We don't have time for that. So now that you have this new single out, and actually sampled some of our favorite artists, Ralph Tresvant.
Yeah.
Let's discuss how you said this was 2 years ago that you made this song.
It was 2 years ago. We were in Miami. Me, Hitmaker, Eric Bellinger.
Eric Bellinger is amazing too. And so is Hitmaker. I mean, that's like a dream team right there.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, I always think of us as like the dream team. Like, you know what I'm saying? We the best of the best. That's why most of the biggest records come out of our camp. So like, you know, it was just us cooking. Like I said, like doing 10 records a night, whatever. And that was just happened to be one of the ones that we did, but it felt special. You know what I'm saying? At that time, 2 years ago. And like for it to come full circle today, for Hit to be executive producing my project, like, you know, it's a dream for sure.
All right, I am talking to writer, producer, and singer Ivory Scott. And you have an EP coming out next month. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Project Ebony.
So what I see, Project Ebony, I see Sukihana's on there.
Movie.
And who else is on the project?
Sis
Oh my
from the
God!
Rack.
How could you not have Tink? All right, so Tink, Sukihana, who else?
Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh my God!
This is gonna make the world explode, but nah, it's a great, great record. Like we got hits together before this record, so for him to bless my project, you know what I'm saying, I'm blessed, like to be able to have like so many crazy people, on the project.
So Project Ebony first is an EP, but then there's a full length project coming.
Yeah, 12 songs.
So both is Project Ebony.
Yeah, both is Project Ebony. So basically, we released Just Like Me, you know what I'm saying, and then we about to release 3 more joints. I got Queen Naija on the project. She the next single.
Nice. Okay.
And we got one. And then we gonna roll it out as 12 songs, but we dropping 3 songs next. And then the whole project will roll out over the next couple months.
And being that you wrote this song Just Like Me, so I assume the hook and everything is real life.
Yeah, it's definitely.
That's the kind of woman.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm a man of multifacets. Like I was saying before, like I'm not just, in the music. Like I do basically whatever I want to do and everything. So like I need somebody that can stand next to me in that world. You know what I'm saying? Like I might need you to hold up a 2x4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we always need somebody that's compatible with who we are, because a lot of times we begin with people that are beautiful but are unbalanced with our energy.
Well, let's talk about this chasing women with you too. So you need that also?
Nah.
All right, that was just for the song.
Yeah, that was for the song. Yeah, that was for the song.
Okay, Ivory Scott on the spot.
I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I'm excited for it, and congratulations, because all the work that you've been doing behind the scenes, you're right. It's time to stop being a ghost.
Yeah, it's time for sure.
All right, well, Ivory Scott, how can people find you?
I am Ivory Scott on Instagram. You can add me anywhere. You know what I'm saying? My new single, Just Like Me, out all platforms. Check out the visualizer too. It's funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, quite funny.
I actually played one of the dates. I don't even know if you noticed that, but
I did not notice that.
Yeah. Now when you go back, you're gonna be like, this boy is a fool. But yeah,
you're having a good time.
Nah, for sure. This is art. We gotta express ourselves.
All right, well, thank you so much to Ivory Scott for joining us. You can watch the full interview on the Way Up with Yee YouTube page. And when we come back, we have Ask Yee. That's right. You could ask me and Mano, my award-winning advice giver, anything that you want to know, and we are here to help. 800-292-5150.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
All you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Mano is here.
Yep.
And Mano is an award-winning advice giver. So we are getting ready for Ask Yee. 800-292-5150. If you have any questions. Hello, Brian.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right.
So, what is your question for Ask Yee today?
I've been dating this girl for like 3 years. I love her to death. Every time we get intimate, all she want me to do is the back door.
Okay. All right. So, no vaginal intercourse. Why is that?
She tells me that she wanted to save herself for when we finally do get married and all that.
But why? So why does she have this? Is it religious? Like, what is her reason for wanting to save that until marriage?
I really don't know, because I asked her. She'll tell me like, this is what it is. Either I do that or I don't get nothing.
All right, so she considers herself a virgin still. Is that what she believes?
I know she had it before. And I asked her before, like, you know what I'm saying, have you ever, been intimate in that way with a guy? And she said, oh, no, I haven't.
It seems like the bigger issue is, A, you don't believe her, which is an issue already for somebody. If you've been with them for 3 years, she's telling you something and you don't believe it. So I would be concerned about the fact, why do you believe that she's being dishonest with you? Because that's more of a red flag, as well. Number 2, it seems that you're not satisfied with you don't want to keep on having sex. She feels like she's doing that to appease you because she's not ready for the vaginal intercourse, because she's saving that for marriage, because she wants to be a virgin, when she gets married, which is, listen, I don't question why people do the things they want to do. It's her decision.
They just do
to
it.
make.
It is what do you have somebody else on the side? Like, are you getting,
No. It's kind of hard. I don't have nobody else on the side, but I do talk to other women.
But you're just not sleeping with them.
Right. But this is the crazy thing to me, though, is she has big-ass dildos, though.
And where do they go?
In her...
it feels like, did something happen to her in her past that she doesn't want to have vaginal intercourse?
No, she just like for him to up her.
But is there something that happened that for some reason she feels like this is some type of taboo? What is her reason for this? Is it just, I'm just waiting till marriage to do that?
Yeah, and like when I asked her, like I said, she just said, I don't think we ready for that yet. I'm like, what? If we doing the back thing, like, what do you mean we're not ready for that? Like,
I'm not ready
door.
for that. Yeah.
Going to the back door first.
Not to be disrespectful or anything. Like I said, I love her and stuff, but every time we do it, I her.
You
so she, you know what I'm saying? She like, she. Like the one day we was with her parents and them, and the night before we did that, and her mom was like, why do you keep moving like that? And she was like, oh, I sat on something. Yeah, you really did.
She needs stitches.
Oh my gosh. Could you see yourself marrying her? And then are you okay? Because that's the main thing here, right? You guys are doing what she wants, but not what you want to do. So the question is, are you okay with staying in a relationship with somebody if you're not fulfilled the way that you want to be fulfilled physically? Or do you feel like you're okay with continuing this way until marriage?
She might be too to walk down the aisle.
That is the real question. Can you wait, or do you feel like I'm not doing that and I'm not satisfied? Because really the ball is in your court.
Me personally, I just can't keep doing that, man. I never been a backdoor bandit, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So
this is crazy. I'm sorry for laughing, bro. This is crazy.
Well, listen, I want to say this, Brian. It's up to you now. Can you go on like this? If you can't, you need to tell her, look, I'm not satisfied. I understand that we're going by your rules right now, but I have needs as well. And so if we can't do this, then I don't know if this is a situation I can continue to be in physically. And are you considering marriage?
The marriage thing, like I asked her before, she said, nah, I'm not ready right now. And, me personally, I just can't keep doing this if I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta tell her, bro. You gotta sit her down and say, look, man, I can't keep you like this.
She can't sit. But Brian, if this is something that is not what you want, then you need to be vocal about that too and say, I can't keep doing this, so we have to figure this out. Relationships are a compromise. You can't just do whatever she says, and that's what matters, and what you feel like you want doesn't matter. So she has to respect your side as well.
Right. Just talking to you, and I really appreciate everything you're telling me. I know what I got to do.
Yeah,
I know what I got to
do.
do.
Have to do. All right, I wish you the most luck, but remember, it does matter what you want and what your needs are too. We never want to let you believe that it's all about her and only what she says goes.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Brian. And that was Ask Ye, 800-292-5150. In case you couldn't get through, you could always leave a message and we'll answer any questions that you might have. When we come back, we have a last word. You guys, of course, always have the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Drop the phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And, yes, thanks to Mano for joining us. He actually had to leave today, hopefully not to change his clothes, but because he's doing an improv class. I think I'm going to try that one day. But thank you to Ivory Scott for joining us today. Guys, make sure you check out his new single. Super talented singer, songwriter, producer, done some of your favorite songs. I know some of mine too, but he has his new song out right now, so y'all make sure y'all check him out. Just Like Me, right? Yes, he's from Chicago. All right, now you guys also definitely feel free to always call in if you want to weigh in on certain things that we talked about. I know today we had a really great, interesting Ask Yee. 800-292-5150. That is the number. You can call to shine a light on somebody doing something positive. You can tell us secrets. You can ask us an Ask Yee question. You can weigh in on one of the topics. Whatever it is that you want to do, our phone line is always available for you. We love to hear from you. We love to get your messages because this is y'all show, Way Up with Angela Yee. And it is also Friday Eve. So that means today I'm going to go home and pass out for a little while. And then we are back at it. I cannot wait to see y'all again tomorrow. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. And as you guys know, you have the last word, 800-292-5150. Let's go.
Hey, I want to shine a light on my friend Tito Rios. He's been taking care of everybody in Yonkers, and he needs some acknowledgement. Because a lot of people's doing him wrong, and he still finds it in his heart that still help out. So I mean, Tito, if you're listening, I love you. You already know. Grassy lanes all day.
This is me talking about the subject of what the woman said, that a woman's strength and a man's strength. I disagree with that. I think she's correct on what she's trying to say, but I believe all men and all women are different. There are a lot of men that are more talkative than women, just like there's a lot of more women that may be talkative than men. So I just think it's per situation, because in some relationships, the woman is the more aggressive person than the man.
Hey, Angela. This is Twyla from Newport News, Virginia. I want to shine a light on all the women and the mothers of the world. I want to answer that question for the guru, saying that a woman is more powerful when she is silent. I totally disagree with that. It's how she delivers her message. I am an advocate myself, and I feel as if our voices need to be heard, not silenced.
Going way up with Angela Yee.